Bowman, North Dakota. A tiny southwestern North Dakota city with a population of about 1,500 people on a good day. In the winter, well, it gets pretty cold here, even for North Dakota.
We're far enough away from cities to have a vibrant business community.
But if you listen closely through the persistent stinging winds, you'll notice something. There's a distinct resonance of action in the air, the ever-present buzzing of aircraft overhead.
How would I describe winter in North Dakota? Chilly.
We have had temperatures, wind chill temperatures that have gone down to minus 93 degrees.
That breath you see whenever they talk inside the hangar, that's real. Tucked away, just inside a frosty hangar at the Bowman Regional Airport, amongst the telltale collection of all things aviation, you'll find something remarkable. You'll find a legacy. You might even find a brotherhood. When it comes to brotherhood and family, Rodney Schaaf knows more than his fair share.
We're in Rod's man cave. He loves being out here, hanging out, hangar talk, if you will.
Rodney Schaaf, the owner of this man cave, will always call Bowman, North Dakota, his true home. The oldest of 5 children and 4 boys, Rodney was born on a farm in Henninger, North Dakota in 1950.
He was the best big brother you could ever hope for. The leader in the family, always taking a leadership role. He's the glue that keeps our family together. I'm not being paid off to say this.
Rodney's parents impressed foundational values on the children: hard work, honesty, and accountability.
Back in the old days, you had everything: dairy cattle, hogs, horses, cattle. You're self-sufficient. Take the boy out of the country, but can't take the country out of the boy. Farm operation taught you work ethics, how to get things done. When you work hard. When you play, you're gonna play hard. And that's the same in the military. Dad was in the Navy, World War II. He quit high school to enlist after Pearl Harbor, like everybody did around here.
After breezing through high school, Rodney stayed true to his North Dakota roots, jetting to NDSU in Fargo in 1968 to study agriculture. Following in the footsteps of his father's service, Rodney joined the ROTC, and it wasn't long before the roar of those thunderous engines would command Rodney's attentions.
The ROTC, you were a flight pilot candidate, and after my first couple of rides, I said, I know I can do this, and then the rest was history.
As soon as you get interested and get the bug, you fly one time, that's it.
Rodney took to the sky, a natural-born pilot. It came as easily to him as working the land on his parents' farm.
It's an escape. Get away from the rat race on the ground. You're up there by yourself and the birds and the weather.
After graduating as a distinguished pilot, Rodney continued on to the Air Force. And once there, it didn't take long for him to find his true calling.
The military was great. I was paid by Uncle Sam to pass gas. And I was good at it. And I still am today. I flew the tankers, and that was our mission, was air-to-air refueling different receiver aircraft.
His first assignment even offered a bonus, a return home to North Dakota. Rodney was stationed at Grand Forks Air Force Base to help man a KC-135.
You felt sorry for a lot of the southern people who never experienced the North Dakota winter. Well, they would hibernate in their houses. Well, we would basically have to drag them out to go skiing or tobogganing, ice skating, UND hockey, things like that. And that's part of the teamwork experience. That's how you accomplish the mission.
Those missions carried Rodney all over the world during the Vietnam War, flying to Alaska, Spain, England, Hawaii, Guam, Japan, and Korea. In 1978, after thousands of flight hours for the Air Force, the now honorably discharged Captain Rodney Schaaf embarked on his next challenge, commercial flight.
I was at Delta 26 years. I flew a lot of Christmases where I would swap with a buddy so he could be home with his family, but it would cost him a case of Jim Beam or something.
During those 26 years, Rodney flew the Boeing 727, 737, 757, 767, and MD-82 airliners. But remember when he said this?
Take the boy out of the country, but can't take the country out of the boy.
Yeah, he meant it.
It was an easy decision, and I was at a point in my life where, hey, I can retire now. Ended up buying a farm a mile from where I grew up.
But somehow, maybe even predictably, retirement has become busier for Rodney than piloting.
I can never picture him being that retired guy sitting on the couch. That's just not in his blood.
Rodney now just wasn't a pilot or even a captain. In retirement, he added more titles to his resume: husband and adoptive father, an enthusiastic Cub Scout leader, and above all, a teacher. But none of this keeps Rodney completely grounded. Quite the opposite. Through the Passport program, he was one of the first pilots to crisscross North Dakota, completing a whirlwind tour of 89 airports throughout the state. Each of these stamps represents both a landing and a special trip. But more importantly, they've raised awareness about aviation in North Dakota.
Guy from Fargo is number one. My buddy Larry Gebhardt, he was 3 and I was 4. And if I would have known he was doing it too, I would have sped it up a few months. But
perhaps Rodney's greatest accomplishments all circle right back home and looking out for the Brotherhood of pilots who've grown up around him over the years.
We're always looking at ways to try and grow aviation in our area.
As chairman of the Bowman County Airport Authority for over a decade, he spearheaded the planning, design, and construction of the new Bowman Regional Airport, moving it nearly 5 miles away from its original home.
He's passionate about aviation. Clearly, if you're at the airport, you're going to see Rod. Let's put it that way.
got a bad screen in the back, 7-inch screen. So I got a control box, must be going out.
The Bowman Airport may be Rodney's legacy. You can always find him inside, working on his plans, fixing this, adjusting that. Rodney wasn't born to be too far from the hangar, no matter how cold it gets.
You used to call it Brotherhood, but not everybody can be a pilot, so it's a privilege. The old joke is you can tell a pilot when he walks in the bar, because he'll let you know.
That brotherhood extends further than just to other pilots. It extends to his actual brothers as well.
I was learning to ride a bicycle, so he was always getting me on that, and then the motorcycles, and we'd be out in the pasture and stuff, and then the automobiles. He had his airplane, so I started learning to fly with him.
We support each other. I think all pilots do that. There's not a pilot that doesn't look to the sky when they hear an airplane go over. It's just what we do.
You gotta have a certain loyalty to it. You know, not everybody can just be a pilot. You gotta put time in. It takes an effort.
You can take the boy out of the country, but even during the coldest of Bowman days, you'll never be able to take Rodney away from his airport.
No matter what you do, you gotta aim high. Nobody can ask any more than that.
Rod, congratulations. We are so excited that you have been elected to the North Dakota Aviation Hall of Fame.
I felt it was appropriate to end this interview by saying, Big Bro, you deserve this more than anybody I know. I'm very proud of you, and best wishes to you, Wingnut.
Congratulations, older brother. I'm glad you're finally getting in and got a name for yourself now.
Well, Rod, it's been a long road, and you really deserve this. Congratulations on North Dakota Aviation Hall of Fame.